Have you ever noticed how some people seem to slow down at 80 while others stay sharp, energetic, and full of life well into their 90s or even past 100? If you're in your 70s or caring for someone who is, here is a truth most people don't realize. Age doesn't decide your future. Your habits do. Everyday patterns, those tiny choices we make, can quietly drain your strength, reduce your independence, and shorten your healthy years without you even noticing. But here is the powerful part. Removing even one harmful habit can completely change how the next decade of your life feels. Let's talk about the habits that matter most, starting right now. One of the most damaging habits doesn't come from your body, it comes from your thoughts. It's that small nagging voice that says, "I'm too old for this, I can't learn anymore, or my best days are over." These thoughts slowly shrink your world, making it smaller and smaller. Think about a 79-year-old man named Richard. After a minor health scare, he fell into this exact cycle. He stopped socializing, abandoned his hobbies, and isolated himself. It wasn't because his body failed him, but because his mind convinced him to stop trying. Everything changed the moment he started telling himself a new story. I can still try. With just that simple shift, his energy, his confidence, and his interest in life returned. So speak to yourself with hope, not with fear. Your thoughts are the architects of the rest of your life. Next, let's talk about what's on your plate. Sweet coffee, pastries, packaged snacks, they seem harmless, right? A little treat here and there. But over time, they speed up aging, weaken memory, and drain your energy. A woman named Pauline, who was 74, started every single morning with sugar-heavy foods. By noon, she would crash, feeling completely exhausted. When she made a switch to whole grains, fruit, and less sugar, her energy and mental clarity improved in just a few weeks. Food can either slowly harm you or slowly heal you. The choice is yours. Choose the food that supports the next 20 years of your life. Now, let's talk about something many of us do without even thinking: sitting for long stretches. Long periods of sitting weaken your muscles, slow down your metabolism, and raise your risk of blood clots and early decline. Harold, who was 81, spent most of his days resting in his recliner after a surgery. He thought he was protecting himself, letting his body heal. Instead, he lost strength so fast that the idea of walking outside became scary. When he began a simple new habit, just standing and moving for a few minutes each hour, his strength came back. You don't need intense workouts. You just need regular, gentle movement. Motion is lotion for the body. Another heavy burden is holding on to old anger. Bitterness, grudges, and unresolved emotions sit heavily inside the body, creating chronic stress. Florence, who was 83, had avoided an old friend for years over a disagreement. The tension weighed on her more than she ever realized. One day, she made one simple phone call. And with that, everything changed. She said she felt lighter than she had in a decade. Forgiveness doesn't mean the past didn't hurt. It just means you're choosing not to carry that weight into your future anymore. What about connection? Loneliness is a silent health crisis. It harms memory, mood, sleep, and even your heart health. Robert, who was 77, lived alone and rarely spoke to anyone after moving to a new town. His days felt empty, and he noticed his health declining. But when he took a chance and joined a small weekly breakfast group, joy and purpose came flooding back into his life. You don't need huge crowds. You just need people. Human connection is what keeps the brain and the spirit alive. And that brings us to sleep. So many older adults accept poor sleep as just a normal part of aging, but that's a myth. Sleep issues slowly harm your brain function, your balance, your mood, and your longevity. Margaret, at 80, had lived tired for years until she finally decided to speak to her doctor about it. A few small changes on earlier bedtime, less caffeine in the afternoon, and managing her nighttime pain completely transformed her nights. Good sleep isn't a luxury. It's absolutely essential for your survival and long-term health. Finally, let's talk about avoiding new experiences. Routine feels safe and comfortable, but doing the same things every single day shrinks your world. Frank, who was 82, had repeated the same daily pattern for years. It was predictable, but it was also stale. When he finally took a leap and tried a local art class, he discovered new friends, a new sense of joy, and a talent he never ever knew he had. New experiences keep your brain young and your heart alive. Curiosity is a powerful form of youth. As you think about these habits, just gently ask yourself, which one might be quietly stealing my energy or limiting my future? You don't have to change everything all at once. Even adopting one new positive habit can make you feel stronger, lighter, and more hopeful about the days ahead. The years between 70 and 100 can be filled with so much meaning, connection, and joy. Be kind to yourself. Take small, manageable steps and celebrate those tiny improvements along the way. Your story isn't over. Remember, age doesn't close your world, your habits do. And the wonderful thing is, habits can always change. If this message touched your heart today, please comment below with one habit you want to improve, starting right now. And if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it. It helps us bring more hopeful content just like this to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.